The day begins with a lengthy but enjoyable trip via Dumfries and Carlisle to Newcastle upon Tyne. Not somewhere I get to very often. A long plod from Central Station to cross the Redheugh Bridge. I want to film 5043 Earl of Mount Edgcumbe crossing the King Edward Bridge, but the wind is far too strong. I have to remove my cap to prevent it ending up in the Tyne. The King Edward Bridge dates from 1906 and links Newcastle and Gateshead on the East Coast Main Line. Immediately downstream is the blue Queen Elizabeth Bridge, carrying the Tyne and Wear Metro. Beyond that we see the High Level Bridge, road on the lower level, railway above it. Behind it, and just above the water level, is the Swing Bridge, and behind that, the green arch of the 1928 Tyne Bridge. Farther downstream is the white arch of the Millennium Bridge, for pedestrians and cyclists. The Cathedrals Express is due from Birmingham to cross the bridge at 12:53. Given a calm day, I would have followed it across the bridge with the drone, but that ferocious wind will certainly make that too risky. I'll have to keep the drone very close to me. The 1202 for Liverpool Lime Street heads south, accelerating away from the severe speed restriction applying to the bridge and its junctions. A cross-country service to Plymouth sets off on its long journey. I've been following the progress of the charter using 3 different apps. It's making good progress and should be here shortly. I'm distracted by an inbound service from Carlisle and follow it onto the bridge. Inevitably, the charter arrives as I'm filming in the wrong direction. My inbound train from Carlisle this morning was held on the bridge for several minutes, awaiting a free platform in the station. That's par for the course here. Ironically, this Carlisle arrival runs straight across the bridge and into Central Station. But the charter is held, and I mean held, for 12 minutes or more, while the drone battles the wind and exhausts its battery. Eventually, I have no choice but to return the drone, land it, and insert a fresh battery. Yes, I don't need to tell you what happens. I break all records for getting the drone back into the air, but a long wind-swept trek back to Central Station, where I immediately bump into Les Gilpin. We're shortly joined by Michael Graham and then by Catherine Tuck. It's just like Carlisle Citadel. As I stand on platform 7 looking north, the scene is dominated by the Norman fortress, built on the site of a much earlier Roman fort, after which the city is named. The Newcastle and Berwick Railway opened in 1847. The original plan was to demolish the castle entirely to accommodate the new railway. Fortunately, the keep was saved and now stands immediately adjacent to the tracks. Biomass empties returning from the Linemouth power station on the coast.
Running over to do. I make real one aware as well if you listen up. 40 passengers from 1016. Haven't been told to hold it or anything, but have been told about them.
This is British Transport Police. If you notice something out of the ordinary, speak.
And a loaded train heading for the power station. The train being announced, Edinburgh to London, calling only at Newcastle and York, carries the resurrected name of the Flying Scotsman. The Cathedral's express returns from servicing. Built in March 1936, it was originally named Barbary Castle and was renamed Earl of Mount Edgcumbe in September 1937. The double chimney and four-row superheater were fitted in 1958. As departure time draws near, the crowds build up. The Castle class were Great Western locomotives and rarely ever worked outside GWR territory. Visits to Newcastle were almost unknown. For the declining number of us who actually remember the steam age, a reminder of just how dirty the railways were. We await the road. And we have it. I now have to dash for a ridiculously crowded Carlisle train. My friend Catherine spends the entire journey sitting on the vestibule floor, while I use an adjacent jump seat. There's another charter at Carlisle tomorrow, but it's Class 57 hauled, and after the past week, I don't think I'll bother. Thank you for joining me, and here's to the next time.